Hi, my name is Eugenio Cepeda. I will talk about the Srebrenica genocide and Rwandan genocide and how they made a big impact in society. Well, first of all, I will talk about what is a genocide. Well, genocide is an act where population is killed, well, a certain territory of society is killed or exterminated because of an opposition or, well, opposition groups or some development of the region. Well, I choose this team because really it made an impact society and cultural people and society. And it's very important to know the factors on the issues and how to have influenced it up to now. Well, let's talk about the Rwandan genocide and how did it start. On April 7, 1994, the president of Rwanda, Juvenal Habyarimana, was killed by two missiles on the airplane. And in April 7 of that same year, UN soldiers were killed by the government. As consequence, Belgium and other countries withdraw all their troops, and after that, the genocide began in Kigali, where the Persian plane crashed and quickly spread to the rest of the country, where the Hutu militias mainly possess machetes and other primitive weapons. Well, in here you can see how it divided this Rwandan genocide. The ethnic communities, it was the Hutus and the Tutsis. The diseases, it was between 800,000 and a million people, and the result analysis was between 75 to 80% of the Tutsis population were killed. And in the start date of the genocide was between April 7 and July 15 of the 1994. You can see in this picture the negative consequence about the genocide, the Rwandan genocide. It was between, well, there were like between approximately 800,000 people and 1 million people dead, which will be equivalent to the 11% of the total Rwandan population. Also, the economic situation is serious because the 7% of the population lives below the poverty line. The largest exile camp is created in Joma, Zaire. Well, now there's a picture that is worth 1,000 words because this is like the effects that makes the Rwandan genocide, the consequences, and all. Well, now about the Srebrenica genocide of July 11 of 1995, it was considered the greatest humanity tragedy in Europe in the World War II because the Bosnian Serb troops occupied the Srebrenica enclave under the protection of the United Nations, but they killed more than 8,000 Muslim prisoners, mainly men, young men, and more than 30,000 of children. The elderly, yeah, and women were expelled from their homes. The bodies were buried in mass graves. Well, now here you can see the ethnic cleansing. First of all, the cause. Ethnic cleansing during the Bosnian War. That was the cause. How many diseases? It was like 8,372 people. Assassination type of attack: Army of the Republic of Srebrenica, Scorpions, and through mass shootings. Target and start date: it was in Bosnian Muslims, yeah, the Bosnian Muslims, and between 13-22 of July 1995. Well, now this is the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia. The genocide has significant implications for the International Tribunal for the development of international humanitarian laws, and ultimately for the willingness and capacity of foreign entities to prevent or mitigate mass violence. Now, as you can see in this picture, those people are the Serb troops who killed the men and the young men. this picture worth 1,000 words. Well, now the Rwandan genocide and the Srebrenica genocide have something in common. The mechanisms that were used in the genocide, that were murders, rapes, and the cultural eradication. First of all, the cultural eradication, because in the Rwandan genocide, though there were a conflict of culture, and this one of the Srebrenica genocide, the Serb troops have something to the Muslim people. Now, there are some protocols and articles who were violated by doing this type of genocides. The Article 3 common to the 1949 of Geneva Conventions, the violation of the Second Protocol of 1977, the UDHR Article 2.1, the UDHR Article 3, and also the UDHR Article 19. So, well, thank you.